What's going on, everyone? Welcome into a home edition of the Cleveland Browns Report. I'm Matthew Peterson with some big news and rumors on the Deshaun Watson front because a lot of sources are saying you can expect a decision by as soon as 9 o'clock Monday morning Eastern Time. First reporting was CBS's Josina Anderson saying Judge Sue Robinson has notified both the NFL and the NFLPA/Watson's camp that her decision will be coming out tomorrow morning, Monday morning, and then Aaron Wilson followed that up by saying you can expect it by 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time. So we're all going to wake up with either some good or some bad news, but nevertheless, news, right? That's the big frontier. That's not the biggest news today. Maybe it's me not having a polo on. If you know, you know. But I really do believe we can all agree it's been a roller coaster of a ride with Deshaun Watson for the last couple months, and I, for one, am happy to be knowing that tomorrow's Matthew will know what the outcome is, right? Whether it's going to be Jacoby Brisset for week 1 all the way until week 4, week 6, week 8, whatever it may be. And then we can start to really focus on preparing for the Panthers and what Browns football is going to look like potentially for X amount of weeks without Deshaun Watson. Because all the big J's out there are saying he's likely going to get suspended. And that's like a fair assumption to make based off of the NFL's track record. The only thing I'll remind you of, and this is not new information, but I think it's important to remind ourselves of everything that's transpired over the last couple weeks and months, which is this is not the same procedure that Roethlisberger, Zeke, all these other players went through over the last years, right? You have a third-party arbitrator, Judge Sue Robinson, who's going to be making the decision. That's not how it was before. Will she look to maybe settle scores? Because NFL ownership has gotten away with so much for so long, and never once has the NFL's personal conduct policy been thrown at them when it says in it that ownership should be held to a higher standard than players, right? Is that the route Sue Robinson wants to go? Or will she look at this and go, hey, at the end of the day, I'm sorry that in the previous way of handling this, they did not enforce the rules to all, but I'm not going to settle scores. That's not why I was brought in here. That's what I'm very curious to see. Now, before we get any further in some analysis and some breakdown, I want you guys to interact here because that's what we do. If you are watching across our channel for the first time, wondering what the heck am I looking at here? Well, I'm doing an at-home video, have the day off, went to the movies today. What do we see, Shay? Where the Crawdads Sing. Good movie. I won't spoil it. But got the news. I was like, all right, we got to do something from home. We got to do something from the crib. But let me know, how many games do you expect Watson to get suspended, if at all? Give me a prediction down in the comments section below. I don't want to put a number to it because if we all had a bingo card of Deshaun Watson, just Deshaun Watson 2022, we all have bingo at this point. We have more than bingo. We have like the blackout whole card thing because we have seen 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, pretty much every even number up to 17. If I had a gun to my head, I think I would probably pick in that 4 to 6 range. Now, I don't want you to take that and run with it and go, it's got to be 4, it's got to be 6, because I don't know. And if anyone can tell you, unless you're talking to the Judge Robinson, they're full of it because no one really knows. People want to connect dots. People want to go for clicks. I'm guilty of that. But no one really knows what the decision is actually going to be. Also, I invite you all to subscribe to the channel. If you're looking for a video to come out 9 o'clock tomorrow morning Eastern Time, that's going to be me. I don't know if I'll be in my kitchen or at the office by then. I got to find a producer. Hopefully Marshall will wake up early. He sleeps in a lot, so I got to find someone to come in and get a video out to you guys. But nevertheless, we will be breaking the news and breaking it down when it comes out, hopefully tomorrow, so we can start preparing for whoever the quarterback's going to be week 1 in Charlotte. But hit that subscribe button and join the channel today. All right, let's go into some more kind of breakdown analysis here of the case itself. Because if you're not familiar, if you need a quick refresher, I think it's important to know the pyramid that the NFL has created, right? And I'm not saying it's like a Ponzi scheme, but it started with, 24, 25, 26 cases against Watson. And then he settled 20 of them. So it came down to 4. And the NFL is primarily using 4 cases. I haven't seen it written for fact that it's the 4 that have not settled. But the four or five cases, I think it's five now. No, it started with five, then went down to four. But regardless, none of those cases have any sort of violence, any sort of threat, any sort of physical altercation, physical sexual assault. None of that is a part of their case. So when you take that out, and I think that's where a lot of people miss, well, let's go back and reference Ben Roethlisberger, who got 6 amount of games. So yeah, 4 or 6 reduced in an appeal, but well, shouldn't Watson get that or more because he had 24 and Roethlisberger had 2? My dog's playing with a toy. But no, because Roethlisberger was accused and the NFL pursued a different thing. They pursued a sexual assault case. That's not what's going on here with Deshaun Watson. So right now the NFL is looking at one specific line of the personal conduct policy, which is the violation of the integrity of the league, which leaves it pretty open to interpretation. That's why you have to have a pretty knowledgeable person like former U.S. District Judge Sue Robinson to deliberate and figure out what that means, the violation of the integrity of the league and being irresponsible and things like that nature, right? Watson may very well be guilty of that, but I don't think it's fair to go, well, let's go back to precedents and see what happened to Roethlisberger. It's not apples to apples. Maybe it's an apple to, like, a tangerine, but I wouldn't even do an orange. I think it's, like, a little further than that, despite it looking maybe similar on the surface, right? So, you know what? While we're talking about this, let's get a good old F-pit going in the comments section, because I, for one, cannot wait to see the Browns destroy the Steelers this year. I don't want to gas myself up anymore here, but I don't think that's ever a bad thing to say. Week 3, Thursday Night Football, even if it's Jacoby Brisset. Has anyone else, has Twitter been recommending Trubisky and Pickett highlights from training camp so far? Because they're not highlights. It is a rated R film for Steelers fans. They are going to be very disappointed for the first time in 2 decades when a team is led by a quarterback that is not the future. If it's Trubisky week 1, even Pickett feels like a reach here. But that's what we got here on the news front for you guys. I really appreciate all of you for clicking out to today's show. Remember, join us tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., according to Aaron Wilson. That is when we can have an expected decision on the Deshaun Watson case. So I'm going to sign off here, but I'll be talking to you guys tomorrow, hopefully with breaking news and hopefully some good news that the Deshaun Watson decision has come down and this is all over.